All right, so let's get to our next guest. These two New Yorkers know how to keep us laughing. They're comedians, creatives, hosts, and now they're translators.
That's right. That's the name of the new podcast from Michael, Juan Bago, Diaz and Jaime Fernandez. It premieres today, and together they're interviewing different Latinx creators who are working to create change in the entertainment industry. And as comedians, well, they're sure to keep their guests and us laughing along the way.
We want to celebrate the Latino pioneers that opened the door and the new generation that continues to kick it open.
A week later it goes by and they call us and say you didn't get it. And I was like, what? I still am progressively trying to break the stigma that because I was rejected from a project means I'm a failure or I failed to perform.
Rejection is God's protection.
Okay.
He made a bunch of bumper stickers. I did. Starting so young, every kid actor kind of has like their awkward phase if they start really young and then they kind of go through puberty. How did you not go through that?
I have not hit puberty yet.
Yeah. We're already laughing. Michael and Jamie join us this morning. Welcome back.
Welcome back, guys.
To New
Always
York.
good to see you. Yeah,
Living. I
it's a
feel
party.
like we should let everybody know why we were laughing. You both have credits from here down the block.
Right.
All right, like halfway down the block.
Halfway down the block, yeah, middle of the street, yeah.
And this fellow we were just showing was in Vampires in the Bronx.
Yes, and it was a movie that Mike was in,
Yes.
and I also was in, but my part got cut out.
Which scene was it?
I was the party goer in a party that wasn't in the movie.
The
They took it
part-
out, but I'm in the credits, so if you want to see Jamie Fernandez in the credits.
His lines,
it
trust
says-
me, were great.
Yeah.
I did. I had like a really funny
There's
like,
no DVD to
two
show.
lines.
Right.
And there's no DVDs anymore. They would have had it in the deleted
Right,
scene.
the extra stuff.
Unbelievable.
So maybe one day maybe.
But you get the credit.
Yeah.
I get the credit, yeah.
That's all that matters.
Hardest working men in showbiz.
These guys are all over the board.
As if what
With
you
something
were,
new.
With something new. Translators.
Yes.
How did this come to be?
I mean, we're seeing right now that if there's ever a time right now that the Latino creators need a voice, it's now. And so we want to do the podcast to let them see what their journey was and,
Right.
you know, and see the whole process and the passion and everything. So.
And we've done podcasts in the past, and so, you know, we wanted to do it, one where we're Latino creatives, so we want to talk to other Latino creatives, and so we do like the 3 Ps. It's kind of, that's kind of our thing right now. It's like, you know, it's the 3 Ps. Number one, passion, right? We want to talk about the passion, like what started their love for their profession
craft, yeah.
in entertainment, which most Latino parents probably be like, not happy about. You know
You
what
want
I
to be
mean?
an actor? No
What
way.
are you doing? That's not a real job.
Podcast, okay, so pop people, you one of the pop people?
And then it's the path they took for their journey and the obstacles and everything they had to go through to get to the point where they're at now.
And then the process,
Ay,
right?
Dios mío, this is very heady.
That's kind of like, the
Wow.
process is kind of like the master class where like they kind of give like listeners or viewers, you know, practical advice about how to make it in the biz.
Well, it's a
you know?
perfect combination of those, and when you throw in humor, that's when you get people's attention, and they actually can walk away learning something.
Yeah.
So translator, well, why that?
Yeah, why
Why'd you choose that
translator?
for?
Well, it's kind of like a hidden meaning. There's layers to it,
There's
right?
layers.
Because if you hear like, oh, it's a podcast with Latino entertainers,
Right.
You know, maybe like a mainstream audience would be like, what is it in Spanish?
Right.
They're gonna be
The
subtitles.
gringos will say, I don't know what's going on.
Right. So
But do
you
you,
know.
but do you dress like that?
Oh, wow.
Can we see that picture again, please?
Wow.
Oh, yeah, that was quite.
Because you were
colorful.
talking about the party scene got cut, and I was pretty sure we had a picture of it before.
There was. I saw it quickly. That was my second outfit for today. actually.
Excellent. We don't know the
I'm
picture.
glad I did it.
Choice for this
Wear
one.
that.
But
chose wisely
But
for
with what
New York
Chris
living.
was saying, the translators has obviously double meanings. I think the three of us having been in this world,
Right.
it's often, well, you're going to speak in Spanish? Are there going to be subtitles? So what does this word come to mean, translator? Because it is in English.
Yeah. It is in English, no, and really we're translating the language of creativity in the show. You know what I mean? And so, and it's showing that, you know, these Latino entertainers, like we out here, you know, and even now in Hollywood, like we're not getting the respect still. You know what I mean? Like even what we just had they just canceled the Batgirl movie. We could have had a Dominican Batgirl.
Could you imagine?
I could imagine, but evidently, like maybe she had too thick an accent for it. But how do you not release a whole movie?
Yeah.
Like that's they even released Morbius, you know, twice in the theaters. You know what I mean? No offense to.
Okay, but
But I mean, back up.
when is this movie gonna happen? You two have known each other a minute.
Yeah.
We
Or
have. That was from Room 28, and we actually did an action. What was that? Like an action sketch where we were like superheroes.
It was written by Anthony Palmini, who is he's also in the show as a co-host. Shout out also to Jerry Diaz.
We had a huge budget, so we had a researcher. So we had Jerry Diaz and Anthony.
He's over there.
So
What's
if we
up?
had our facts
Yeah.
incorrect, we had them to,
To blame.
To blame. Yes.
We like to bring our people,
Yeah.
all our talented friends, into the show as well, into the Translators. So, but that's what the Translators is about. It's bringing like Latinos together and spotlighting them.
Yeah.
Speaking of, so how did you guys actually get
Yeah.
together? How did this whole thing get started?
You
Your
guys
friendship?
went to
All right,
Dallas
look.
together.
What dating
no.
site did we?
Look, here's
friend
the
dating
deal.
site.
Yeah,
It's a friend dating site.
Here's the deal. People know is I used to throw house parties. And
there
so the
Talk
year
about
I came out with Juan Bago, I did a house party, and he was the +1 of the +1. And
This
we
one?
met there.
He
yes,
never misses
Jamie.
a party, apparently.
He was a
He may miss
+1
being
of
in
a
the movie as a
+1.
party, but he never misses a party.
And so we met there, and after that, I did another screening for Juan Bago. He saw it, and we were part of a comedy troupe as well. But it was a house party that I used to throw every year for my birthday, and a
Really?
bunch of creators would go to Washington Heights. I was on the 32nd floor. And
Yeah, it was a little dangerous.
It was
because people
dangerous,
were
but-
drinking on the 32nd floor. There's a patio. It was just a little like
risque.
too much margaritas in the mix.
Good, and it's National Margaritas.
Yeah.
So you have the house party. You were the +1 of a +1.
Yes.
And you realize there's some true hidden talents here. So let's capitalize
Let's
on
work.
this.
Yeah.
+1 of a +1 was also the second alternate title of Translators.
Yes, it was.
That was gonna be the. It was too long.
Too
so
long.
it's
Too long.
Translators like
Translators.
worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's catchy.
Let's talk about Translators. Some of the guests you've had. What are some of the guests that really stuck out in your mind that you were like, wow, we nailed it with this
I
one?
mean, today, Jaden Michael, I mean, like, he started very young in the industry and he's letting us know how he navigated, and it was just phenomenal. The kid is so bright. But what the cool thing about the show is that we have different types of creatives. We have the stand-up comedians, we have the TV writers, we have actors, we have Instagram comedians that navigated throughout the whole business, become actors. So I think each episode serves a purpose for understanding the creative's journey.
Right.
And all types of Latinos. You know, that's the thing. Is that we
Yeah.
can say Latinos and it's just a blanket statement, but
The diaspora. Right.
diaspora. That's a good word.
It's the SAT word.
Yeah.
The description.
Right. I'll use that for future interviews. Pretend that but yeah, like there's all, you know, we come in all shapes, sizes, you know, accents,
Colors. Yeah.
colors,
Well,
dance moves.
It's interesting because he's Boricua adjacent. His fiance is Boricua.
Okay.
And we talk about how, like, Puerto Ricans say habichuelas,
Yeah.
Mexicans say frijoles. It's the same word for beans.
Right.
So I think this is part of the beauty and sometimes the curse of being Latino, because we're everything and nothing.
Yeah.
We agree about things, we disagree about things. But you guys are shining a light on it, which is fantastic. And I like that you have your guests impart real specific tools for people
Yes.
who are listening. Is that for in life or people who are trying to break into the entertainment industry?
Everything.
Well, yeah. What we saw doing the interviews is both. Like
Yeah.
at first, it's like, hey, tell us, give us some tips on how to act.
Yeah.
You know, what do you do that helps you act? And then it just became, they open up and they tell you stuff that you're like, okay, I just learned something.
Yeah,
So
because of every
in
session.
terms for both of you guys, in terms of performing and being part of, performing, how does the podcast line up in terms of being able to express yourself?
Well, I mean, the cool thing about this podcast is that we do keep it light and funny as well. You know, we like inspire, but like inspiring people for 20 minutes gets boring after a while.
Exactly. Very uninspiring.
So
I hear ya.
we throw in a lot of our comedy. Like we have a monologue that we start the show off all the time.
Yeah.
Like a mini history of Latinos in entertainment. So
Okay.
you know, we do actors, actresses, directors,
Right.
writers,
So-
and we just do a funny version of the history. We're not just giving you like
Every
textbook
day,
stuff.
every day. Most important question.
Sounds good.
Are the Mets going all the way this year?
Come on.
Two Met fans right here.
Come on. Well,
Yes!
As Met fans, we never like to say that.
Yeah,
As long as we
yes,
stay
I hope
injury
so.
free.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know?
Theo Steve got our back, so we
Theo Steve,
Steve.
We gotta keep spending a little bit more money.
Mucho,
but,
mucho
How much
dinero.
money? Listen,
That much
No,
I know.
like, you know, trading that line.
Jamie, Mike, thank you both so much
Yes.
for doing the work
Yes.
and for having fun.
And I just want to shout out our production company.
Yeah.
They're
Hammer
they're behind
Productions,
the cameras.
our
They're ready
team.
to hit us at any moment. They're like, don't ask a hard question.
Shout out
Yeah.
to and Diana Dotel, who's Afro-Latina, who's running the production company. We want to
All right, we're
that.
getting the wrap.
There you go.
First episode of Translators is out now. New episodes drop every Wednesday. You can listen wherever you get your